What is up, everybody? It is me. You kind of know the drill. The anti-hero, John Anthony Chihak Soldado. For those of you who might be new to watching this, and that's like what, one person maybe. Anyways, this past, I call it Bubba Friday. I don't like to call it Black Friday. I think Bubba Friday has a little bit of a better connotation to it. So, I had the option to get a couple of cool things. I try not to do a lot of like commercialism and stuff like that, just because I'm not really down with that aspect of it. I did get myself a nice big TV. I watch a lot of movies, and now that I have Peacock, I can watch like the WWE stuff and some new movies and TV series and stuff like that. And it's pretty friggin' awesome, to be honest. So it was definitely a good purchase. But the other thing that I picked up was 3 wrestling action figures from Ringside Collectibles. They were having like their Cyber Monday, like their all week Cyber Monday deal where they were like figures were like knocked down in price and stuff like that. Some of them were really, really cheap. I'm eventually going to do videos on all 3 of these figures. So I'm going to show them to you right now, but I'm only going to review one of them at the moment. We've got the Rhea Ripley Elite Series 84. It's hard to believe they've already done the 84 Elite Series, but apparently they have. The AEW Unrivaled Collection Thunder Rosa figure. And the one I'll be reviewing today, the Unmatched Collection CM Punk. For those of you who know me, maybe you do, maybe you don't, you might know that I, several years ago after getting sober, I decided to become straight edge. And one of the reasons behind that, one was Eddie Guerrero, who by that time had been long gone for 11 years, and CM Punk, who at that time had been gone from the WWE for 2 years, because I got sober in 2016, I became straight edge in 2017, started, my whole transformation and everything. So this figure was one of those figures that I wanted to get, especially after he debuted in AEW. And now that it's looking like he's still listed on the roster page, which is interesting, considering I guess they have to do it maybe because he's still under contract and they haven't worked all that stuff out yet. But that plays like an interesting thing, like other wrestlers who've maybe only been gone for a short while, have been taken off the roster page, and he's still listed on the roster page, even though there's all this conflict, which is a whole other story, but kind of makes me feel like this whole thing might be a work, and they might be doing a storyline with that. And I know he got injured, so there's not really anything they can do about it right now. But I'm going to pause this. I'm going to crack this baby open. I've been opening almost all my figures lately, so don't be one of those people who's like, you gotta keep it mint on card or whatever. I don't care about that kind of stuff. This figure actually might be worth something one of these days, just because it's an AEW figure. It's his first figure post WWE, and whatever. But I might buy another one because they weren't super expensive, or if I comb the stores, I might find one as well. But we're popping this baby open. Give me a minute. All right, so this is one of the things I really don't care for with the AEW figures. The packaging is really nice, but this is what you have to do to get the figure out. You can't, it's not like the Legends packaging where you can, put the figure back in, although now I don't know how you do that because Hasbro doesn't want plastic in their packaging. So that's always an issue. One more second. Sorry, had to plug in because we were losing power. So right off the bat, this figure looks pretty cool. I'm just looking at the face. The face is a pretty good likeness. Of course, this is not his first appearance figure. They did do a special, not elite style, which is crazy that WWE has the Elite Series, right? Because they're all Elite Wrestling, so that's kind of funny. Um, this is like his first match, I believe, against Darby Allin, and that's kind of cool because I got a Darby Allin figure, so they can go head to head. The neat thing about this figure, or the special edition one, is he had he had jeans, I believe. I don't know if they were molded or not. I didn't take a really good look at it. But in addition to the Larry hoodie, he also had the CM Punk shirt, the Best in the World shirt that also said I was there that night. You know, the special night that he debuted, and it had the date and the location in Chicago and stuff like that. This is a pretty dope figure. It doesn't have a ton of accessories. Accessories can be good, they can be bad. It depends on what the accessories are. For a while, I was like really weirded out by the fact that the AEW women's figures had there were like 3 figures that had a championship belt. And I didn't understand that until I actually watched a video where they did a relay where the belt actually changed in design slightly with first, second, and third champions. And I believe maybe the first, second, and then fourth champions, because Riho had the first belt, and then I believe they changed the design a little bit for Nyla Rose, or maybe it was Hikaru Shida, and then I believe Britt Baker got a different design, and so they kept upgrading it, which I'm wondering if maybe it was just different, if that was planned, or if maybe there was an issue with the belt, that they had to just keep changing it or something like that. Anyways, some of those accessories were really, really cool. The really cool thing about this is he comes with a cloth removable hoodie. As you can see, the hoodie says Larry, and then on the back there's a picture of Larry. That's his dog. The hoodie actually has a hood on it, so that's pretty cool. His likeness is not bad. It's pretty good. The hair looks good. The beard looks good. The face sculpt is good. It's not great. However, this face sculpt, when you look at the Elite Series WWE figures, man, I don't know how many Randy Savage figures they've done, but they do not do Savage justice. They'll have 2 or 3 heads that you can interchange on the figure, and none of them look like Randy Savage. And I'm wondering if that's a likeness rights thing. Maybe the family, maybe they, because they own WWE and WCW, maybe they own the term Macho Man Randy Savage, but maybe they don't own, maybe they haven't been authorized to use the likeness. I'm wondering if Lanny has a Legends contract or something like that, if that might change. But it's just kind of unfortunate. This likeness is really good. And as far as I know, AEW, they're not advertising that they use a real scan or anything, but nowadays, most figures that are based on an actual person do feature some sort of real scan. So let's go ahead and take this off and look at some of the details that you get with this figure, because CM Punk is pretty well known for his tattoos. So this Punk, oh, that's kind of funny. This Punk figure can, and this is the only Punk figure that I know of that comes with long tights. Because he didn't wrestle with long tights in the WWE, of course, and then in his Ring of Honor days, he had the gym shorts and everything. I'm actually gonna have to pop his hands off because the wrists are so tight on that jacket that it's hard to take them off. Now, he comes with his arms, his wrists, and his hands heavily taped, as always, and of course he's got, it's kind of hard to see. Hold on a second. That should have been paused, but, we're not professional here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. He's got the X standard X tattoos, and let me adjust the brightness here. It doesn't matter. So let's just do it this way, right? Um, his tattoos are really great looking. God dang. Oh my God, this lighting is friggin' terrible. All right. His tattoos are really cool looking. And you definitely do a good scan with that. This is pretty crazy. And maybe they were able to do this because he's packaged in the jacket, right? Check that out. This might be one of the first Punk figures. So they washed out, they took a little of the Pepsi logo out. Like they it almost like it looks like it's rubbed out as part of the design. Like there's a skin tone squiggle. But then here's the other side of it, right? God, this is hard to see. There you go. The Cobra emblem, and of course, in the middle of it, they didn't print the middle of it so they can avoid copyright. But there were some people online who were doing decals for CM Punk figures because all the WWE ones had the bare shoulders because they couldn't risk the copyrights on that. Had they been produced by Hasbro, they could have at least put the Cobra logo on it. But these tattoos look pretty good. Of course, when they're reprinted that small, you lose a lot of detail. It doesn't necessarily tighten up. Some of them look like they were printed or decaled on not extremely well, but such is as such is. Of course, he comes in the long tights of his debut match with Darby Allin. Package wise, he comes with the AEW microphone, which of course Punk is famous for his promo and speaking abilities. The thing I kind of like about this, I'm reticent to actually take the little, they packaged it with the little plastic packaging strap to hold it in place. So I'm reticent to take that off. But he does come with not just the microphone. God, that sounded like it popped off and broke. Those are really tight joints. He comes with a second set of hands, both taped again, of course, with the X's on them, as you can see. These hands are open, which is kind of cool because typically you get like an open hand or two open hands, and then you get like the fists, or like with the Randy Savage figure, he has the number one, his one finger up. But this is kind of nice because then you can do getting ready to grapple. I told myself I won't buy them, but if somebody gifted me the Young Bucks figures, I would I would do a little diorama with like lockers or whatever, and get a little like dog figure and put it in there, and then have I forget which did which, and like have one laid out, and then have him Punk on the ground like locking in the Anaconda Vice on the other one. And I don't know if they have like a Christopher Daniels figure, but kind of nice that he's got enough articulation. He's double jointed, as they say, at the elbows and knees, so that you can get like full range of motion if you, for whatever reason, needed to. But for wrestling, that's a great thing. Just like with superhero figures, because then you want to put them in these crazy poses, especially if you got somebody like Spider-Man or when they come out with a Bryan Danielson figure. Yes, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, would be a great figure to have great articulation with, because you want him to be able to like throw all these crazy suplexes and the lapel lock and all this other stuff. The attention to detail on this figure is really, really nice. The tattoos, some gets lost a little bit on the arms. I think maybe they didn't do so much work on them. Like this arm right here on the side of the biceps looks a little janky. Um, this other arm, I think maybe it was definitely had to be a production issue. The other arm looks pretty good, and I love the fact that they skirted around those two trademark images. Um, oh, this is dope. I don't know if the WWE figures did this. He's even got the tattoo behind the ear, the jersey number, the 31 with the stars for all of his family members. And of course, he's got his drug-free knuckle tats, which you can't really see because of the light. This is a great looking figure. I mean, I can overlook the issues with some of the decal with the tattoos, the accoutrement, accessories. That's cool. You even got the start of the Arashikage tattoo right there at the edge of his forearm. But yeah, this is a great figure, and I'm wondering, can you do it? Can he do it? That knee is a little tight. There we go. Hold on a second. That's pretty cool, right? I give this figure like, if I'm going to nitpick, I'm going to give it an A minus for a couple of detail like things. The extra hands are nice because they allow for that like GI Joe kung fu grip thing, so he's able to do, um, holds and things like that. Some of the lack of detailing or missteps on maybe it's just this figure. I'm hoping it's just this figure. And then the only other thing, and this is a detail thing, this is a nitpick thing with me. Punk is 44 now, right? This would have been made when he was still 43, but 1 year doesn't really make a difference. When he debuted, just like me, he had some gray in his hair. He had a little gray in his beard, and it would be nice to see that, uh, you know, um, imagined on this. And I do have some paints and stuff like that, so maybe I'll add like little flecks of gray just to make it a little bit more complete. So I give this figure an A minus, and because I don't, or you know what? Let's do star matches, right? 5-star match. I give this figure 4.5 stars. It's got good accessories. The addition of the skirting around those trademark tattoos is phenomenal. The AEW microphone, you gotta have that. And then this Larry hoodie is just killer. And knowing that it's not just the Larry name and logo on the front, but that's got the image of Larry on the back, just like he used when he came out. Like that, those little details are tremendous. And you know what? I'm gonna give it 4.75 stars. Not a perfect figure. And some of these are just production things, but the little detail, like the lack of gray hair on his beard and his hair, throws it off just a teeny bit. I would like to see, maybe one more set of hands that were closed fists. That would be tremendous, but this is a no slouch figure and will make a great addition to my action figure collection. So 4.75 stars on this AEW, what is it? Unmatched action figure. Thanks again. If you would like, I do some action figure reviews, and I want to kind of get back into doing these things. So throw some stuff in the comments. Depending on what I'm able to do budget wise, I may be able to review some stuff. But it'll just depend. like I said, I got Thunder Rosa and the Rhea Ripley figures up next. Probably going to try to drop these each week in advance. So this is Friday, the, what is it, the 15th. Hope to see you again. Give me a like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. All right. Thanks.